Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Outrealm, that podcast I do for members occasionally. And this was a not requested episode, but kind of a requested episode. And by that, I mean it's going to be a Fire Emblem heavy episode, which I will maybe do twice a year. And I'm joined by, I think, probably one of, if not the oldest friend I have at this point. Kevin. Kevin is here.
Greetings.
Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.
Longtime fans of the show or channel will know exactly who Kevin is. Kevin's made a couple appearances in videos, mostly Genshin related as of late. But today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Because you see, we have this. We have a tier list and a bunch of random Fire Emblem characters that Kevin may or may not know. And this was partially something that Kevin wanted to do, I think. Do you remember how all of this got started?
Yeah, we were probably talking about like one of the new units, like maybe like a video or something, and I kept thinking like, man, someday it'd be fun to just sit down and figure out all my favorite Fire Emblem characters. And you're like, hey, got an idea.
That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds familiar. So I don't have them all because there's like over 800 or something absurd like that. But I do have 50, which
still sounds like a lot.
That's a good start, I think, if nothing else.
If people like it, we can do another 50.
That's fair. Yeah, and I did put out a request for members, and members sent in about 20-ish of their favorite characters, and I say 20-ish.
Oh, these are fan favorites?
Some are. There were a handful of repeats, so I had to add some of my own. But that's fine, you know. But 20 minutes wouldn't have been a long episode anyway, and you guys love long podcasts probably, so it works out. Everybody wins. So,
all right.
I think tiermaker.com made this alphabetical. So, unfortunately, we're going Alphonse to Zelgius here. But my image library is also alphabetical. So, I guess everything works out in the end. Yeah. But are you ready to get started, Kevin? Do you have any expectation? Well, actually, before we do, let's preface this. What is your Fire Emblem experience?
I am a master of Fire Emblem. I have played both Warriors and Three Houses, so clearly I know all there is to know about Fire Emblem.
You will actually know a lot of new, like, characters from newer games. Because between Warriors and Three Houses, you're pretty much covered within the last 10 years, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem is
definitely a New Testament Fire Emblem kind of guy.
The problem is the series started in like 1990, I think. So you're 20 years out essentially. But I don't have that many of those characters in here. I'd say it's like half and half. I think you'll know half of the characters and half you probably won't. Okay. But we're going at snap judgment based on appearances anyway, so maybe that's all right.
Is this timed?
No. Would you like it to be timed?
No.
Okay.
I'll be pretty decisive.
No, I figured even if we spent like a minute on each character, that's still like almost an hour. So I think that's more than enough time for this. This is the Fire Emblem Outrealm Special number 1, 2021. Where are you at? I made a tier maker account, which you have to link a Twitter account to do so, evidently.
That's interesting.
So I linked it to my KCB Whiskey Twitter account because I figured if I get hacked or if they steal something, then, you know, there's not really any harm in that, I suppose. Not everybody knows about KCB Whiskey. It's an account I made when I was enjoying some adult beverages one evening, and it was, and and I wanted to tweet about things, but not on my main account. So Yeah, if you ever see, that's what it is right down there. It's a link to KCB whiskey. Anyway, little fun fact for everybody. Let's begin, and we're starting with Alphonse, who is this Giga Chad right here. Do you have any first impressions on Alphonse, Kevin?
My first impression is he looks like a child who broke into his dad's closet and put on his armor, because that does not look like it fits him very well.
Okay. Interesting observation. All right.
Yeah, I like the bronze, gold, and burgundy.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure I feel about those blue touches, and those stilettos are awfully pointy for my liking. So
I love the blue. I'm a big fan of the blue. I'm gonna be honest.
I think I'd be better on the blue if there wasn't also white.
Fair. That's fair. Not to give away our school or anything, because I don't want to get doxxed at some point in my life, but it feels very high school graduation.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, and he looks like a kid who's like, because some of these college kids, they look pretty young to me now because I'm old. Looks like could be one of those.
Same, brother.
So I have to put him in what's this tier? A through.
We got S through D.
S through D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna put him in C tier.
Okay.
He could grow up and be cool someday, so I'm rooting for him.
Oh, I should have put his dad in here. I should have put Gustav in. Dang. All right. Now another time maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Alm, whom I don't think you are acquainted with, but you did see his counterpart protagonist Celica, I believe, in Warriors.
Okay.
So
my first thought of this character is that his pants look so tight that they're making me uncomfortable.
Oh, bro.
That's a rough fit.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. I know that we're in the middle of something, but okay. I have to bring something up real quick. And
is this still being recorded?
It is, yeah, it is. I'm gonna jeez. Okay, I'm gonna show you the original. Well, actually, no, this isn't the original art. It's based on the original art.
Okay. The suspense.
All right, are you ready? I didn't want to show it. I had to search to find it, but viewers will probably understand what I'm talking about when I say that.
What is this? Same guy?
This is Alm. That is correct. Yes.
What am I? I mean, that one I actually kind of like this design a little bit better.
You don't notice anything?
It's got a different sword.
Same sword, actually.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
The other one looked more evil and like orange.
What do you notice about the armor in the hip region?
Looks like he's got protection on his hips and his testicles.
Yes.
Nice and practical.
Hmm.
I'm a fan of that. You wouldn't want any swords to go poking around down there.
He is a special kind of armor here, but not here. This is his classic look. The other art was based on his original artwork, which I won't put you through. Better. Really interesting.
Yeah.
That is surprising. Maybe I should have used Brave Alm instead. That's his Brave alt for winning Choose Your Legends, which is like a fan-funded contest of characters that get in the game. That's how Gatekeeper actually got into Fire Emblem Heroes. Fun fact for you. But this is what we got. This is Alm. He is a descendant of Marth. He's one of the Marth bloodline folks.
That explains his figure.
That is a form of falchion that he's got. So where would you put him?
I'm gonna put him down on C. Also, he looks just like he needs to grow up a little bit. I'm not sure what he's doing out there with a sword that's like twice his body width.
Okay, fair enough. This is all Tina.
Pina?
Altina.
Like an old person right now.
I'm sure there is someone named Pina in Fire Emblem. I know there's a Fina, I don't know if there's a Pina, but I definitely know that there's something akin to that. Yeah, this is Altina. She is a mythical figure from the Tellius games, which are the games Ike come from.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of background for you. She actually dual wields Ragnall and Alendite, which are the two goddess blessed swords. Ragnall is the one that Ike has present day.
Okay.
So
they look blessed with all the glowy stuff.
It is glowy, yeah. That's a true story.
She looks pretty fit. She is definitely the most muscular character we've viewed so far.
She's got abs for days. Yep. For sure.
That's pretty cool. We like our heroes in peak shape. The nice long hair is kind of interesting. Very Raiden Shogun-y.
True.
If you ask me.
True. I'm personally a big fan of Altina.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her. I'm gonna think A for Altina. She's definitely the coolest one we've seen so far.
Love it. Love it. I think you'd really like the Tellius games for what it's worth. I think you'd like Path of Radiance a lot. Were you to play it? The aesthetic feels very similar to Three Houses. This, okay. You know who this is.
Who this is.
I went with the Norian look for Azura this time around.
Gotcha. Well, I like everything about this fit except for the mask. It reminds me of COVID and hits a little too close to home. So
fair. Yeah.
I'm gonna let her. I know what she looks like in other ones too. I'm gonna rate her an S tier.
Azura fan. We love it.
She's got a spear, which I like. I'm a spear guy.
Mm-hmm.
And she does healing, which is not very common in Fire Emblem Warriors. For those of you who aren't as familiar with this series as I am.
Fair.
So she's S tier for sure.
Good call. Good call. Next up is Bruno.
This looks like Robin grew up, but not really. He just got older. He's still clinging to the same stuff that he was clinging on to when he was with Bruce Wayne, and this is the product of what happened after Bruce died.
Yeah, you could say he's from the rivaling nation of that Alphonse is from. They are both Fire Emblem Heroes characters, so they are Fey OCs. But he is, we'll say, not quite villain, but definitely antagonist, I think would describe him.
Okay.
So
I do like the color scheme. The gold, the black, and purple happens to be my favorite color, especially
very solid.
Purple like that.
Yep.
So, even though the mask is a bit corny, looks like he brought his books, so I know he's very studious. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a B.
B. Wow. All right.
Yep.
Cooler than Alphonse.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they're like kids. Like, you can be cool for a kid, but you're not gonna be cool until you're an adult.
It's true.
No offense to any listeners.
Remember how cool we thought we were when we were like 13, 14?
I mean, for 13, we were cool.
That's true. That's true.
We were 13.
Streets ahead of our age group. Sita, whom I think you're also familiar with from Warriors, at least. She is from Marth's games.
Yes, she's very strong. She's a Pegasus Knight.
Mm-hmm. She's from Ye Old Arcanea games, so one of the OGs, if you will.
Yeah, I think I might have leveled her on Warriors. I can't remember.
Probably worth it. Did you just follow KCB Whiskey, Kevin?
What?
All right, never mind. That never happened.
Who did that? That must have been my assistant. Fiddling around on the Twitters again.
I will have to have a word with them.
You and me both.
Oh, dear.
Sita is A tier for me.
Okay.
For sure. She's got to be... She could even be S. But
wow.
those boots need some work, so...
Should we put her in the lead for A?
No, I think I like the other one better, to be honest.
Good call. Nothing against Sita. Altina was...
I mean, she's A tier. Obviously, nothing against her.
Yeah. In a realm of gods, Altina was the only human. So I'm going to just throw that out there. All right? Let's be real. Celica, who I think you're also semi-familiar with.
Am I?
She was unlockable in Warriors. I should specify. But it was kind of hard to get her. So I don't know if you had maybe unlocked her yet.
I thought I had everyone, but maybe if I did, I definitely didn't like build into her. What type of unit is she?
She's a tome.
Tome?
Yeah.
I don't think if I had her, I don't think I built into her.
You're a big Robin fan, so I assume all of your tome, went to him.
Yeah, he's pretty dope. He's my strongest person in that game because I liked one that wasn't necessarily at a disadvantage in any situation. So
true.
I picked him first.
Smart.
She is pretty cute. I like the outfit as a whole. Kind of looks like it looks like futuristic in a way. Maybe because it's so much white.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but she looks like she's ahead of her time.
It's a fair assessment, I think. Yeah.
So, that said, she looks a little bit timid, so I'm going to put her in B ahead of the other guy.
Okay. Fair. That's fair. Crom.
You know what she reminds me of?
Yeah.
There was a game called Skyforge that's like, it's about being a god, and they had like a futuristic thing, but it had some like old school, not necessarily medieval, but kind of like old school styles, and that's what her look reminds me of.
Okay. I'm here for it. Yeah, this is much like Alm. Shadows of Valentia is the game she's from, but she was also from Fire Emblem Gaiden, which is actually the second game in the series. But when they released Shadows of Valentia on the Nintendo 3DS, that was a remake of a sorts. So her look got a little bit updated, much like Alm's did. So
you need to figure out a way to monetize your knowledge of this. Like make a trivia game you can sell or something.
Maybe. We'll see. Who knows? There could be merch on the way. There could be other forms of content. Who knows? Who knows what's happening?
Who knows?
Not me.
Subscribe and like, put the bell on.
Well, everybody watching this probably has done that. I would assume.
No.
If you're paying $5 a month for extra content and stuff, then I assume you've probably...
Just make sure, guys. You can never be too sure.
It's true. I have actually been unsubscribed on YouTube before. Yeah, that happens. Crom.
Oh,
This guy. This old bucket of dummies right here.
Crom's pretty dope. I like that he has tattoos. I also have tattoos, so whenever I see characters with those, I'm drawn to them. He looks pretty confident here.
Mm-hmm.
The over-the-shoulder cape is kind of a nice touch.
Yeah. This asymmetry, I love it. I love asymmetry in characters for some reason. I don't really know why. I just kind of do.
Maybe it's just interesting to look at.
Yeah.
He is, I'm going to say S tier.
Wow. Crom fans, rise up.
He's pretty cool.
There's a big uprising for Crom fans this year for Choose Your Legends, which is that contest that I described earlier. Yeah, he got beaten out by Gatekeeper. So there's last year. And then every year before that, Crom has always come in third somehow. And the top two are always the ones to get the characters. So, Crom fans, where are you at? Cloud.
Okay,
I
know Cloud.
We're clearly in the C's of this list at this point between Crom, Sita, Celica, Cloud.
Cloud. So, I actually like Cloud as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I like his hair, and he has a beard, which not many anime characters do.
True.
This dress that he's wearing is rather unfortunate, though. It doesn't suit him very well. He needs something. Either he needs to put some like regular pants on, or a cape, like a bigger cape, so he doesn't have to have the dress.
He does have a legendary alt. Would you like to see that?
Sure.
Okay. Let me just Google real quick.
Legendary alt.
Yeah, it was not too long ago that this came out. But
is it the same as his like time skip one?
Kinda, yeah. So this is his legendary version in the game.
This one's S tier. The other one's A tier.
Yeah, in fairness, I just grabbed the first one that I found for all of these guys. So.
And he's got the relic bow or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
The one made from bones.
So with that in mind, you're free to place him wherever. Oh wait, where's Claude? Oh, there he is. He's down here. Interesting. Okay.
He can be S tier. We'll put him in S tier.
All right, there you go.
Just a legend.
You saw it here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking the next should be Cordelia. It is. All right, so this is actually her resplendent version. So she has Askar attire on. But you should be familiar with Cordelia. She was also in the Warriors game. She is a Pegasus Knight. Probably best girl in Awakening, in my opinion. Okay. So there's a statue of her literally right back there, and other things. So, I mean...
Alright, so if I put her in anything below B, just Collins.
Well... yeah.
Let's see. She looks a little bit like she's trying to dress like a chicken to me. I could see her in a KFC commercial alongside the Genshin Impact characters.
Kevin, you're hurting my heart right now, Kevin.
That would definitely be a thing.
I'm gonna find you S tier Cordelia art.
I mean, I googled it as well while we were talking.
No, I'm not trying to sway you one way or another, but there's also summer Cordelia art that exists.
I have this up right now. That's a factor in the decision. I'm going to go ahead.
Hmm?
She is using a spear, which I like.
Mm-hmm. We love that. We love that.
I'm going to go ahead and give her A tier.
Excellent. Thank you. I know you felt like it was B, but you picked A to appease me a little bit, and I appreciate that.
No, she's on the fence. I just couldn't remember what her personality was like.
Ah, gotcha. Very dutiful is what I would attribute her to. Ah, okay. So this...
What am I looking at?
This is Dagger, who is another Fae character. She is from Jotunheim, which is the land of giants, so she real tall. And she kind of has a Valkyrie kind of vibe with the eagle/hawk thing behind her. Also ripped, as you can see. So,
yeah. Like, I'm a little intimidated by those guys, like, I'm not gonna lie.
She has a very brash personality as well. Full disclosure. She's not afraid to speak her mind, and she does not mince words. So.
Well, I like people like that. I'm a very direct individual myself.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like she's got a pretty cool looking axe there too.
She is an axe unit.
One of the cooler axes I've seen. Not wild about the wings, unless they're functional. Does that bird pick her up, or?
It does not. Not that I am aware of.
Well, then that's gonna bring her right down to A tier.
Fair enough.
Pretty cool. I like that she looks like.
Oh, that's S. There we go.
She looks like she could kick some butt.
She does, in fact, do just that. You know this guy.
This dude.
You know Dimitri.
This dude. Yep.
Thoughts on Dimitri?
Are we including like what he does after, like the time skip?
You know what? You're free to interpret however you choose.
I feel like
I'll put it at that.
I have to include that, and that's going to bring him down in my book.
Okay.
I don't know if we have any Dimitri fans, but
there are. Oh yeah.
Didn't care for how that played out, so I'm going to put him all the way down in C.
Wow.
He's still ahead of the kids.
Fair. Okay.
And the only reason he's in C is because he's super strong.
He's more of a grown-up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if memory serves, there are no D heroes, so we go from C to E, and we're into Edelgard now. So, following up Dimitri.
Edelgard. She was the head of my house when I attended Garrick-Mach Monastery.
You went Black Eagle. Interesting.
Yes, they are the best house by far. And she was a tortured soul and conflicted leader. I did not like what she did on the other paths, but if I stayed on her path, then I liked her. So she's going to be A tier.
That's fair. Yeah, Three Houses does a really good job of giving you, like, remorse or, like, guilt for not choosing anybody else, because you realize how quickly everybody else's lives fell apart the minute you just disregard them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I too like the Black Eagles route. I'm a fan, but I like siding with the church. So there's that. But don't hold that against me, please.
I know why you do it.
I am a servant to the hips of Saros. So there's that.
Oh, who's this?
This is another Fae OC. This is from book 3. And this is Air. She is technically the goddess of death, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. So there were some parallels to the Greek myth about Hades stealing. I can't remember her name. But she was basically dragged into hell and forced to live there to keep the ruler of hell alive. So she's actually not that bad. She is actually your ally. She's not an enemy unit. But Air is pretty cool. The aesthetic of book 3 was pretty sweet. I think her outfit's pretty neat. And she's also a dagger unit.
A dagger unit?
And she flies. She's a flying dagger.
I don't think there have been daggers when I played.
Probably not.
I actually love this outfit. I feel like this is somehow like haunting and beautiful and somehow dangerous, since it's like got the tatters also. She seems like she has a story on her face. This is a great character. This is gonna be S tier for sure.
Wow, I would agree with that. Actually,
say like the head of S tier.
Wow, look at that. Kevin just found his favorite Fae OC.
That's a pretty cool design.
Interesting. Okay. I don't disagree. I'm a big fan of Air. She's probably in my top 3 favorite OCs, maybe top 5, if I really had to think about it.
Okay. So, a good choice. Oh, this is like a cute little one.
Erica. Which I don't think you're familiar with, because I don't think Sacred Stones had anything to do with warriors, if I'm remembering correctly. So, this is Erica. She is a princess. She is one of the main protagonists of Sacred Stones, and many people love her. So
say nice things, Kevin. All right. I like this design. I don't know if this study armor fits like how cute her face is, because it looks like something I would see at a Kiss concert, and she does not look like. She looks more like she'd be at a K-pop concert or something.
Fair. This is in fact her legendary alt, also, to be clear. So
I could see Baby Metal wearing this on stage.
Baby Metal Erica.
And I like that, and For that reason, I'm going to rate her in B tier.
B. Okay.
Yeah, I normally don't like to rate kids particularly high because she looks like a kid to me.
Oh, she's an adult.
Oh, is she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like 18, 19 or something, I think. I'm assuming. Someone will comment on this video and tell me Erica's exact presumed age. I almost guarantee it. But I'm going to go with 18.
Okay.
Because I think that's how old she is. She might actually be 17. I think she's younger than Ephraim. Or are they twins? I think they're twins. Anyway, before I give away that I don't know what I'm talking about, let's move on to Elincia.
Elincia?
Elincia is another character you're probably not familiar with. She is from Tellius. Tellius never got into Warriors because Intelligent Systems is just bad at making decisions sometimes. Why they never put Ike in that, I don't understand. They definitely should have done that.
Not so intelligent.
It was not, no. The unintelligent systems at work. But this is a princess from the Tellius games. She is Princess Crimea. Elincia is her name. She is a Pegasus Knight. And her weapon's actually pretty sick. She attacks twice dual phase, which is pretty dope. So,
what happens if you give her a brave weapon?
It basically is like a preferred brave weapon. That's basically what she has.
So can she attack 4 times then?
Yep.
Okay.
She's very fast, actually. She could do that.
This is probably going to affect... this. Okay, so aesthetically, she was not going to be as high as I'm about to rate her, because that outfit's kind of whack. Like, I don't know what this is even supposed to be. Like, weird coattails.
While you think about that, let me look for Elincia in Radiant Dawn, because I think she has a different outfit there that might be more to your preference.
Okay. I like the way her unit sounds like it works. Okay, this outfit's a little bit better, but it's not going to change my rating, actually.
Fair enough.
She's going to go in B tier. And it's going to be just because of how cool she sounds to use.
Yeah, I feel like I described her pretty well, so that's a testament to my descriptions, maybe. I think we're about a third of the way through.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, we're about a third of the way through. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. These are some cool designs to look at. And
my man.
got my boy.
My man. This is Ellawood. Ellawood is the father of Roy.
Oh, okay.
Which is probably why you recognize him a little bit. They have the same weapon, actually. This Durandal. It's odd because Roy's game came out first as FE6, and then FE7 came out, which was Blazing Blade. But Blazing Blade came over to the States and got localized as just Fire Emblem. No subtext. So the 7th game in the series was the first one to get localized, and it was also a sequel prequel to the last game that came out in Japan. Just utter chaos to try and understand. But this is Roy's dad. His game came after Roy's, even though it technically takes place before Roy's in the timeline. So
one would assume the father precedes the son.
Yep. They didn't mess that up. They kept that normal. So.
Well, he looks dope, and the sword looks cool. I like that it's simple, but still looks powerful. Armor's cool. Hair's cool. Expression's cool. He's S tier. Easy. He's ahead of Crom.
Wow. All right. Best boy so far. Ellawood.
Yeah, he's pretty dope.
Interesting. All right. Ephraim. This is brother of Erica. Also in his legendary attire here. So everything I've told you about Erica, pretty much the same, just boy version, I think, for the most part, which someone's going to not be happy with the way I describe that. But in the interest of time, that is what I will leave it at.
Okay. Right now, the only thing I really like about him is his cape and his spear.
He does have a pretty sick spear. Full disclosure.
It's different. It looks like it doesn't look like super practical, but it also still looks dangerous. Like it could be magical too, because it's got like a gem maybe in there in the middle, that blue dot. So based on his weapon and cape, which is saving him from anything lower, he's gonna be C tier.
Okay. C tier. Are we putting him above the children?
Yeah. Okay. The kids can always be at the back of the line.
Hector. This is friend of Ellawood. He has a giant axe and loves to fight people.
Okay.
Like really enjoys fighting people.
Is he like annoying about it?
No, he's just very quick to solve situations with action rather than words. That's how I'll describe it.
If I went to the bars with him, would I have to prevent him from beating somebody up?
Probably not. Okay. Unless someone else started to throw hands, and then he would get involved.
What if they just got in his face a little and said some mean shit about his girlfriend? What would he do?
Yeah, he'd probably fight. Full disclosure. Yeah.
All right, that's gonna drop him down to B tier for me. He sounds like a handful. I like that he's strong and capable and friend of
too much maintenance. Dad. Too much maintenance. Yeah. Okay.
I can't be. I believe me, I already have friends like that. Okay, it's not fun.
Ike. We like Ike. We love Ike.
We do. Ike was one of the only big characters in Smash Brothers I liked for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like it took me a long time to get a hang of some of the bigger guys. Ike is, man, he's just about as badass as they come.
It's true.
I like that the cape is, like, okay, so you have details like down in the corner, but it's still tattered. Like he's been through some shit.
He has. It's true.
So, can't put Ike any lower than A tier.
I respect that. I will allow that.
Anybody who does is making a mistake.
I agree. Ileana. Now, Ileana is also from the Tellius games. She is a mage. However, her only motivating factor is basically food. She loves to eat. She will endlessly eat. She is never not hungry.
So she's like every girl.
And she also has like crazy attack stat. So
yeah, like every girl. So okay. Got it. I mean, kind of cute, but just looks childish, and I don't like the idea of like children going to war.
Which is 80% of Fire Emblem, really.
That's true. That probably was the case back in the day, huh?
Oh,
but like not sad. Like a little girl. I want to see a little girl going to war.
There is that too. That does exist.
She's got her designer purse with her and everything. I'm gonna put her in C tier.
Okay.
Ahead of the boys, but behind the other dude. Yeah.
Okay. All right, it's about to get a little weird.
Uh-oh.
Full disclosure.
Oh, okay.
So, this is Itsuki, is his name. He is from kind of a one-off game called Fire Emblem, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, which is Fire Emblem. It is a Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover that has Shin Megami Tensei style characters paired up with Fire Emblem characters. So Itsuki here is an OC paired up with, this is Mirage Crom behind him.
Okay.
They are basically idols in Japan, and they work to defeat shadow creatures who overtake humans. And without giving anything else away, I will tell you he is part of the Marth bloodline, kind of.
Okay. So I like the two-tone hair. That's a cool anime thing that I like that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Zhongli and Venti and A. Armor's a little bit weird. but I kind of like it. Like, it kind of looks like it's somehow plausible mix of fancy and functional. Also looks a little spooky. It is Halloween, so that'll give him some points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put him in A tier.
Okay. We love an
I
Itsuki.
like this concept. Yeah, and it's mostly because like it would have been B, but it's for Spooky Crom in the back or whatever his name was.
Full disclosure, I know you're not particularly fond of shall we say turn-based games, but were you to play another kind of sidestep Fire Emblem game, I would maybe recommend Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Okay.
Because it's pretty good. And the leveling system on the Switch version, they enhanced so that you can basically grind like 10 levels of experience in about 3 minutes.
Man, it's like EXP share.
It's kind of nutty. It lets you do what you want to do and then spend time doing other more important things. So, great game. If you haven't played it yet, you should. I know it's not dubbed. Okay, I know it's in Japanese, but it's in English. So I know people get upset about that. But it's still worth your time. And it's pretty good. So, this is Julia, or Yulia, as I call her sometimes. Because of the Jugdral, or Yugdral, as I say sometimes, games. This is the games that came after Gaiden. So this is where they first started introducing stuff like inheritable traits through offspring, which is like a common thing that people had in the Awakening games and stuff like that. Julia is basically just a supercharged bloodline inheritor of Omega power. We'll say that.
Wow.
Without getting into a bunch of like
do
detail.
that about me when I die.
Hey, if I'm still alive, I will say that about you for sure. I'm pretty sure you're gonna outlive me though, so don't take me up on that. But this is Julia.
I'll say it about you.
Thoughts on Julia?
Julia, listen, I actually really do like that outfit because it looks kind of fancy and sort of future-y. Like those details look like something that hasn't existed yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like too big for her, and she looks young and frail. So that's gonna put her down in B tier for me.
B. I think this is Leaf next. It is. So Leaf is from not Genealogy of the Holy War, but Thracia 776, which is also a Jugdral game, but it takes place during the events of Genealogy of the Holy War. But it's a standalone game.
Okay.
So kind of like a side adventure, sort of, that made its own game. But it has a lot of the same characters involved and things like that. So this is Leaf. He's another main protagonist. Classic hero kind of deal.
Gotcha. He definitely looks like... he doesn't look like he would necessarily be an ancestor of Marth's, but he looks like he would be alive in the time of Marth's ancestors to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like a simpler, like Bronze Age type of level of technology. He just kind of looks like that. He looks a bit young. He looks a bit like Tom Cruise in any movie in the 90s.
He does. He does.
Bit on the short side too. just like old Tom and maybe myself as well.
No, Kevin's easily 6'5", towers over everyone. I've seen it. I've seen him in person.
Well, that's just not true at all.
Okay, fine, 6'2", whatever. That's fine. Splitting hairs here, Kevin.
All right, I'll take it. I'm gonna put this guy in B tier.
B. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out with Julia. Oh, okay. So Lif, I think, is next. This is Lif.
Oh, that's cool.
So, you remember your thoughts on Alphonse, correct?
Which one was Alphonse?
Alphonse was this guy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is Lif. Now, he is from the same book, which is the same chapter as Air, whom you put in S tier. You really liked her outfit.
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you that in an alternate timeline, Asker, which is where Alphonse is from, fell to hell, and this is what Alphonse became.
I would say it's about damn time Alphonse got his act together. This is so much better than whatever he was. Doesn't look like it was a pleasant transformation, but salutary one at the least.
Well, yeah. That happens when you join Hell's Army, so.
This is a pretty cool design. And I like that the coat is like a fur.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool touch. Oh, man. This is S tier.
Okay. All right. Fair.
This is... I don't even know where we're putting S tier. Put it ahead of Azura.
Wow. So you really dig book 3 is what I'm vibing here.
Oh, are they the same game?
They're the same. Yeah, they're both from the same. They're from Heroes, and they're both in the same chapter, which is the same year. Mm-hmm. Every year in Fire Emblem Heroes, they have a new book, which is like a new story arc, essentially, and they're from the same story arc. Yeah.
Well, that would have been my year.
Mm-hmm. Book 3. Lif. We love Lif. This is Lilina. I will tell you that Lilina is considered to be or considered by many, rather, the canon ship of Roy in Roy's game.
Really?
And this is the daughter of Hector, the guy who likes to fight a lot. She is much more refined than Hector. She is a tome unit, and she wields big, splody fire magic. Yeah.
That sounds interesting. Okay, so that changed my first impression entirely. I was not wild about this. She looks very boring and churchy. She looks like someone who would scold me if she found out I had a hangover and not be very polite about it either.
Fair enough.
But if she's tied to Roy and she has explodey things, then I will put her as high as B tier.
B. All right. We love that.
Yep.
They have kind of a situation I hope that we someday have, where our children meet and then eventually grow up and get married, and then we're somehow related through law.
Oh, we'll
that's
work on that.
That's the dream. So Hector, in this timeline where Roy and Lilina hook up, get married, Hector and Elwood are not only friends, they become family, kind of, which is nice to think about.
It's the story I need today.
Lind. You know Lind.
Yeah, she looks different here. She looks way younger here.
She is, yeah. It's just the art style for the most part. Actually, you know what? Let me find... She has a Resplendent, which may or may not give her any extra brownie points. But...
Lind with a D?
Lind, yeah. Linde. She also has a summer alt. For what that's worth.
Oh, I might have been mixing her up with... I thought she was Olivia. Is Olivia a dancer? Like the pink hair,
She
maybe?
is. Yeah.
I think I was mixing her up with her.
So this is like her Resplendent outfit, where I think she looks a little bit older. There's like some weird pom-pom balls on her hips in this,
Yeah,
which
she
is
looks
different.
She looks like she would be a fun person. Like they always have her happy and like kind of in a springy pose.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be dancing right there or something. I'm gonna put her in A tier.
A. All right.
Yeah.
We love Lind. Lind is great. Hard agree.
She just looks fun. Lucina.
Lady Marth,
Well.
as some know her.
Well, it's precisely for that reason I'm actually gonna rate her uncomfortably low for many.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's original enough. I wish they would have done more stuff because she definitely looks like she's wearing clothes that are too big for her. Like they're trying to make that connection to Mark a little more obvious than it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put her in C tier.
Would it allow me to offer some lore and possibly change your perspective real quick?
Okay.
So in Awakening, when her timeline was basically destroyed, Crom, everybody died. Naga opened up a portal to the past, sent Lucina and other offspring kids from the game through it. And Lucina came back, but in order to help change the course of the future in the present and help sway Crom in a certain way that would not result in similar destruction of her timeline, she dressed as Marth to imitate the original Hero King, or Marth the Hero King, rather, as to not give away her identity because science.
And she never changed her outfit after that.
She did not.
Yeah, she's gonna stay in C tier.
All right, C tier. Ahead of the children, I assume, probably.
Is this gonna? Of course. Is this gonna upset some people?
It's possible, yes.
I apologize to all of my Lucina stans out there.
Kevin has not experienced Lucina through, so just, hey, look, you all wanted this. This is something you wanted, so enjoy. Luthier, which this was another member submitted one, if I'm not mistaken. Luthier is from Shadows of Valentia or Gaiden, whichever you prefer to think about. So he's from the Alm Celica games. I don't really have a lot of context to give you on him. I'm not a big Luthier fan. Some people are. It is, yeah.
Okay.
He is a mage.
Okay. Well, I think the outfit is dope, and I like two-tone hair, even if it's like that weird orange-yellow. It somehow like works with the outfit.
Sure.
Bit long, bit feminine. That's gonna take some points off in my book. But everything else about him is 6, so let's put him in A tier.
Wow. Higher than Lucina. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's way cooler than Lucina. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
This
All
is
right.
so much more original.
All right. Fair enough. This is Lynn.
Oh, I love Lynn.
You know Lynn. This is her legendary promoted.
Point blank. Everybody knows she's S tier.
All right. Fair enough. Do you have a specific placement you'd like to put?
She can be ahead of the Claude.
All right, very good. This one. Marianne, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Marianne is a character I'm very sympathetic towards. Didn't really have like a whole bunch of use for her or have a bunch of fun for her as a unit because I'd always go after Mercedes.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
She was like, and I don't think I ever needed more healers than that and like whoever else had heal or whatever. So she wasn't that useful. Sympathetic towards her, but I'm not like a big fan of the characters. Like she's not fun or overly compelling. So I'm gonna say B tier.
All right, that's respectable. This is Marissa. Marissa is from Sacred Stones. She is a mercenary. She has a sword. She has pink hair, which is very important. Pink hair is great. Usually if a character has blue, pink, or green hair in Fire Emblem, there's no going wrong. Okay. Marissa, this was another member submitted one. She has a bit of a cult following, as it were. I have nothing bad to say about Marissa, only really positive things for the most part. So,
okay, that's good to know. Well, I am a fan of this. This to me looks like so you've got the like veil thing over the dress or outfit or whatever, which is kind of like relaxy and maybe like a little feminine, but the outfit looks like she's ready to beat some dudes up. And I don't know, the pink hair just, I guess it does kind of work, and it looks kind of messy, so like she's a little rough and tumble.
And multi-tone.
And multi-toned. She's this is a good one. This was a good suggestion. Whoever suggested this, good. This is A tier.
Wow. All right. A tier.
Yeah.
In good company for the most part, really. Can't say anything bad about A tier, really.
Tier.
I know. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm assuming it jumps down and like gives you more. I'm hoping that's what it does. I've never actually tested that. Marth.
Oh.
The man himself. He's here.
One of the few effeminate characters that I enjoy. He's an OG. What can you say about Marth that hasn't been said already? S tier. Let's go.
Wow. Okay. Not cooler than Lynn, but still cooler than Claude. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Claude's
fair enough.
really only there because he has a beard, and they need to have a beard games.
Fair enough. This is Mia. Mia is a mercenary who joins up on Ike's band of mercenaries, the Grail Mercenaries, as they're known. She's a sword fighter. She has a very kind of outgoing, unfiltered type personality.
Okay.
So,
those are good things.
Only good things to say about Mia for the most part.
Okay. I'm not sure what to make of that outfit because it looks like
it is very orange.
Yeah, it looks like she could be like a construction worker or something. She spends a lot of times on her wrists, which is why she has those thick things on her wrists. I don't know.
Directing planes, perhaps, down the runway.
Yeah, maybe she has carpal tunnel from doing a lot of like twisting of the wrench or something. I don't know. Not crazy about this design, but the characterization sounds cool, so I'll give her B tier.
B is suitable. I'm a fan. All right, Kevin, listen.
Oh.
Listen, man. We're coming into like one of my top threes here.
Okay.
So just know that. All right? Don't say nothing bad.
Can I get 20 more dollars?
This is Micaiah.
Okay.
She is one of the main protagonists in Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Mm-hmm. She is a descendant of Altina, whom we saw earlier, right here. She is one of the branded, which I can't really go into a lot of detail. Just know that means it gives her super magical powers. And she enjoys the whispers of the goddess Yoon, who is actually the inhabitant little bird right there.
Oh my god, I knew that bird was somebody.
So, yeah. Oh, she's also voiced by the same voice actress who voices Ash Ketchum. So, and Manuela, technically, as well. So,
well, I actually do like this quite a lot, even aside. This is a pretty cool design. I like the red and the blue. Seems like a very functional outfit with just enough razzle dazzle to be stylish. I like that she has a bird companion. I like it even more that the bird is a god. She looks a bit young, and I'm a little biased against kid characters, but
she is over 18 canonically.
She's over 18 canonically, so
yes,
she's an adult.
She is an adult.
Frame.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and put her right up there in S tier.
Yeah, my man.
It would have been A, but the bird pushed her to S.
Oh, Yoon, the bird, is also the goddess of chaos.
Well, yeah, definitely S tier, and probably ahead of Claude.
All right, I can do that. I'm happy to do that for you. Oh God, I chose this one, and I'm not really sure why. Looking back at it now, this is, how do I explain? This is Nagi.
Okay.
She is a.
We've talked about this one before.
We have, yes. She's kind of like a version of Naga, but also like Tiki from the future, kind of. She's in some of the later reversions of Marth's games. Basically, the only way to get her is to kill Tiki and then lose the falchion. And then this will basically be your game savior that shows up so that you don't lose the game. and then this is how Nagi exists. But she's really, there's no context to Nagi. She is the most underwritten character, I think, in all of Fire Emblem, outside of maybe like random NPCs and stuff. But I'm a big fan either way, because I think she represents something that's cool. And I wish they had actually given her. Actually, when you beat the game, they give you like little descriptors of what happens to everybody, you know? Mm-hmm. When the game ends and you have Nagi in your party, it says, Nagi left without saying a word, and no one ever heard from her again. So they really, there's no context to her at all.
Goodbye.
Exactly, yeah. Part of the reason I like her so much, but you don't feel swayed by my bias here.
No, I like this design. I like that she looks very feminine, and clearly like with the headdress and everything, either like royal or divine or something like that. Which I'm a fan of that. And the green hair is kind of an interesting twist.
True.
I'm gonna go ahead and rate her in B tier.
B. All right.
Elves
oh, thank God.
She could be ahead of pretty much everybody in B tier. She should be at that. Yeah, she should be ahead of B tier. She could be A tier too.
She is a dragon, by the way, to be clear.
Huh.
Does
dragon
that
elf.
does? She's not an elf. She's just a dragon. She's a Manakete, which is yeah, just dragon.
I don't know if that's better.
But you know what? We'll just leave her ahead of B tier. How about that? Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm happy with that. I'll take that. Nagi's not like the most appreciated character, so I appreciate you putting her in B tier. This is Note.
Okay, she's like the other one.
She is the sister to Dagger. Correct. Mm-hmm. So everything applies except older sister, who also is a little bit boy crazy initially.
Oh.
Yeah. She joins your party eventually in Heroes, but it's not until after kind of selling you out to one of the main villains in Book 5, because she wants to marry him, basically, and he is definitely not worth it. So she has terrible taste in men. But all that said, she does have very redeeming qualities. So, you know, there's that.
Well, I don't like what I just heard.
Yeah, no. It's hard. It's a hard sell, I'll be honest.
That's going to bring her down a bit. She's going to be in... Oh, I'm actually going to put her in B tier still.
Okay. Fair enough. Kev, we're almost there.
Oh, man.
We're into the O's. Speaking of O's, you should know this old so-and-so here.
Owain?
This is Owain.
Yeah, I found out too late that I liked him in Warriors.
Mm.
He's a cool unit. I think I just had too many swords.
Yep.
And that's probably why I didn't get around to him. He was a good one. He made a lot of jokes, didn't he?
He did. All of his attacks are references to Fire Emblem games. Fun fact.
So he's like the Deadpool of Fire Emblem.
Kinda, yeah. A little bit. He's very fourth wall breaking most times, yeah.
Well, I dig the get up. It looks functional and warm and cozy and comfortable at the same time. Mm-hmm. Which I like. The little belt thing in the middle I'm a fan of. I'm going to go ahead and put him in A tier.
A. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for it.
I think if I knew a little bit more about him, he could be S. But oh, what is this?
Okay. Hear me out. In Book 4 of Fire Emblem Heroes, we ventured to the land of the fairies.
Oh.
So Dokelheimer and Alfheimer.
Okay.
This is Plumeria. This was at Jenna's request, by the way. For those of you watching, this was not me. This is not me thirsting, okay? Even though there's plenty to thirst over, this was Jenna's idea. I'm going to be clear about that. Plumeria is the fairy in charge of giving lewd dreams.
Oh, really?
Yes. And just remember, any comments you make are on the internet forever. So
That's
please.
Tier.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. Let's just leave it at that. And we will move on. Because so, all right, in full disclosure,
Mm-hmm.
when Plumeria got revealed in the trailer for Book 3 when that came out, I thirsted a little bit, and I got called out on it, which is fine. But her design is sick. Okay, I didn't know she was in charge of giving people lewd dreams. Okay, that was not my fault. All right, but of all the fairies, she definitely looked the coolest. Okay, that's all there is to it. All right, so that's all I want to say about that, members. Thank you. All right,
So you guys calm down, okay?
here he is, finally.
Our boy.
We made it. He's here.
Is this the last one?
No. We're close though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably should have been the last one because he's just the best. I wouldn't have known about Fire Emblem if it wasn't for him. I mained him. Even though Marth is objectively better in that game, I just liked Roy.
It's true.
It just felt more fun to play.
We did. We
So
each mained a Fire Emblem character in Melee.
He's the very top of S tier for me.
Wow. That's poggers. All right.
The OG. This is like the Charizard of Fire Emblem.
Oh,
Charizard's
God.
not my favorite Pokemon.
Do you remember playing Melee and just not thinking about anything in the future when we were children?
Yeah, that's the best.
Oh, God.
Those games were pretty intense, too.
Right? Bro. Hyrule
It's
Castle.
always neck and neck.
I think I played Marth, you played Roy, and I think Shafe would play Link just to fit in with a sword character. Good times. I miss
Shafe
it.
was not that good at that game.
He was not, no. Dude, I have not seen anybody be able to stomp people the way you do in 64. In like Smash Bros. 64, I don't know what you like tap into like the Matrix or some kind of nonsense.
Do you want to know my secret?
Yeah, sure. I'm game.
There's a short story here. So I played this game in college called Volleyball, and
I'm familiar.
it's like volleyball but in a racquetball thing, so you can like bounce off one wall. Not important.
Yep.
I broke my thumb and lost part of my nail, but my thumbnail ripped off,
Oh.
and so I wasn't able to use my left thumb to play games and stuff. So when they called me to play N64, I was like, well, I can't really play, but I'll use my two fingers. And so I was like using my index finger and my middle finger instead of my thumb on the joypad. And it's like very awkward. I invite anyone to try. And I was I'm real competitive. I was trying so hard and I was just losing by a little bit every time. I was like, oh my gosh, like when I get my thumb back, these guys are done. And sure enough, like I got my thumb back, and we had power rankings, and I was the top 5. Like the top 5 spots were just me at different characters, because for some reason, maybe it's because of that experience. Like maybe that made me better at it somehow. But
Interesting. So it was like restrictive training almost.
maybe I'd be interested to. I wonder if there's like neighboring regions of the brain, like something with neurogenesis there, because you're probably stimulating growth around it as well. So maybe that attunes you to more fine movements, something along those lines. I'm not sure. It's a little bit of a stretch.
Bro. That's wild.
But if that was like a method, like imagine if that was like a real thing, like, oh well, you train adjacent things in similar ways, and it expands your ability in all areas, sort of like giving like stretching something out or warming something up before you stretch it out in a way.
Interesting.
Who knows? That's out there. That's a bit out there though. That's just me just fantasizing.
I believe it. I'm here for it.
Science.
So anyway, not science related at all. Ryoma, you know him, I think.
Yeah,
he was in Warriors. Yeah.
This is too much. Somebody needed to stop him like several accessories ago. Like it's loud. I like the colors, but it's just it's too ostentatious. particularly for someone who leads the country. If Obama can't even get away with wearing a tan suit, then
True.
I don't get how this guy is.
He is full blown lobster right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually, it looks like a lobster tail protecting his genitals. Right.
It's very true. They call him Lobster Man. That's his nickname. Not even joking. Lobster.
Well,
No.
I love lobster. So, I'm gonna put him at the top of C tier.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, not a fan.
That's surprising. All right. All right, Kevin. Listen.
I'm listening.
Listen. All right. So, in the words of Sheremy Lee, who is a national treasure, by the way,
Of course.
when I asked her about Rhea, or Saras, either one, she said, you know, we all get a little crazy. We've all had that downtown LA traffic mood before. Sometimes that happens with Rhea. And then suddenly I was like, you know what? She's absolutely right. I totally get it. We all have moments. So, with that in mind, Kevin, thoughts on Saros / Rhea? Keep in mind, she's like easily best girl in Three Houses for me. Okay, just remember that. Okay.
I know. So my thing with Rhea is I don't agree with her choices, regardless of the reasoning. I think she's pretty icky. However, she is like, I mean, especially here, she just has such an amazing design. Okay, so she goes from hot pope to like badass ancient goddess warrior. That's pretty dope.
Would it?
And I can't deny that.
Would it help if I told you her hips don't lie?
I have heard this. I am privy to that information. It may surprise you to hear that, but I have heard. Because her design is so good, I'm going to put her in B tier.
Oh, okay. That hurts me a little, but all right.
I'll even put her at the top of B tier.
Okay. All right. Dragon Mamas hanging out together. I feel better about that. I do.
No, she's a great aesthetic.
She's easily S tier in my opinion. SS tier even. All right. Seliph. Half brother to Julia, main protagonist of Genealogy of the Holy War, son of Sigurd, classic hero type. With a very elaborate cape.
He looks like what trust fund babies would have looked like in the 14th century.
Wow. All right.
I'm not digging this one.
Wow. Okay.
I kind of like the cape because it's got the furry stuff around it, which is fun. He just looks like a really annoying rich kid to me. But he does have a dope sword.
He did technically lead a rebellion, I think, if that helps at all.
That does.
Yeah.
I'll put him in B tier.
He was his family was kind of dethroned.
That sounds familiar.
By some not such a great guy who kind of betrayed his friend and kind of stole his wife and left his son, and then his son came back and was like, yeah, that's Seliph. If that's
this is like Marth's story and the Count of Monte Cristo combined.
Interesting you say that, because most of the old Fire Emblem games are basically that storyline. Which this was like the third in the series, I think.
I'm still not gonna give him higher than B.
Okay. You wanna go B?
Yeah.
Alright. This is Setsuna, whom I don't think you're familiar with, but she is from Fates. She is Hoshiden, so she is Team Ryoma. This was submitted by a member. So I think I know who this member was. I'd have to go back and check to be sure, but I know that they are very passionate about Setsuna. I don't really know a lot about her character, unfortunately, because I didn't play through Fates all that extensively. So yeah, but right on aesthetic alone, I guess is my recommendation.
What's the guy, the bird guy in Breath of the Wild?
Rivali?
Yeah, she reminds me of like a human version of Rivali. Because she's definitely got like a bird vibe going on with all this feathery looking stuff.
Okay.
I dig the thing around the middle, especially because it looks fluffy, and evidently fluffy things are really appealing to me right now.
I vibe. I vibe.
And I also dig the short hair. Kind of feels like the way that she has it cut. Like
She is an archer, who Rivali is also kind of an archer. So
yeah, I'm seeing the similarities here, and that's a good thing.
Piling up.
I'm gonna rate her in like mid B tier.
About there.
Yeah,
All right.
That's good.
We're coming down to the wire, Kev. We got 6 more.
Oh man,
How you feeling? Your Fire Emblem journey is almost at an end.
I feel as though I will know every character by the end of this.
It's possible.
Okay.
This is Sharena. She is the younger sister of Alphonse.
Mm-hmm.
I could go into more detail, but I won't because it's a very long story that involves book 4 stuff. And yeah, so I won't. But this is Sharena. She is blonde. She has pink tips on her hair. She has a lance, and she's definitely unit-wise better than her brother Alphonse. I will put it at that.
Yeah, her armor's definitely cooler too. I like the spear the most, but I don't like little kids in uniforms that look too big for them.
True.
So she's gonna be a C tier for me, ahead of the kids.
All right, with her brother, appropriate. This is Sigurd. This is father of Seliph, whom I just got done explaining. He was betrayed by a friend and basically roasted alive. Was a king, didn't get to see his son grow up. Very tragic, very sad stuff. Nothing really cheerful to talk about Sigurd. He's kind of a tragic character, unfortunately, but still just a nice guy who dies, unfortunately.
Man, that's some heavy stuff.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not the vibe I got from looking at him. He looked like someone who had that life. He looks like someone who probably had like a brother who was a king, was rich, and a douchebag because he was rich. But
not him. No,
that's not how he was.
He's not that guy.
How he looks. That's why you don't judge a book by your cover, folks. So, I do kind of dig the vibe though. Kind of like a Renaissance-y vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
And knowing that story, I have to put him. I'll put him in A tier. The story's good enough that he should be an A.
Fair enough. You know this gal. Girl on a throne. Sothis. Pretty much the whole reason Three Houses exists at all.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We're familiar. We go way back. She said some not so nice things to me. And I haven't forgotten that.
She does make fun of you a lot. She says very mean things to you.
She's very rude and disrespectful, and I didn't appreciate it. But of course, she didn't give me the option to tell her that because she's a goddess and has all that control. So.
True.
That said, I did like the idea of like child god, like something sort of whimsical. There's something kind of fun about that. I don't know. So I'm gonna put her in A tier.
Wow. All right. Big on Sothis. This is another Tokyo Mirage Sessions character.
Okay.
This is Tsubasa. Like Itsuki, she is also an idol. She is a Lance character. Okay. And her Mirage is Sita, back here. So there you go.
That's a cool combination. I feel like I wouldn't go into battle wearing that with that much bare midriff and chest exposed.
Mm-hmm.
But that would rock at some like party in Los Angeles. So
it is very idol appropriate for Japan. I will just point that out. Yeah.
I like this. This is another futuristic-y kind of vibe that I dig. So I'm gonna put her in A tier.
Wow. All right. A tier.
Yeah.
We love Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Kevin. That's what I'm learning here.
Okay.
Just saying. Xander. You know him.
Oh, I know Xander.
Guy. Has a horse. Is from Nor. Blonde hair.
He reminds me of someone, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's not someone that I like.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm not wild about him. He's going to be probably... I don't know. I could put him in C tier, right next to his buddy there.
Okay. I will say...
I put Dimitri ahead of both of them.
Okay.
Because Dimitri was good, and then he just, like, had a breakdown.
He did. He went a little cray-cray. Poor Dimitri. I will say, if anyone was going to play Dimitri in a movie or something, I would probably cast Macaulay Culkin for him. They have a similar face.
That'd be interesting.
I think, right? Yeah. Or just cast Xander in a Home Alone
I'd watch it.
remake. All right, so we have finally reached the last character, the Z's. This is Zelgius. If you recall, Altina, she had both Alandite and Regnal. Ike, of course, has Regnal. This is the owner of Alandite. This is Zelgius. He has armor blessed by the goddess. Fun stuff. Let's see. What else about Zelgius? He is also a bit of a tragic character. He's kind of like an anti-hero, as I might think of him, but he's also an antagonist. So he's a tough character to pin down, honestly. He does oppose Ike, but he does so for his own reasons. And yeah, he's also a general.
Okay.
For Dane, which is fun.
He looks like he's on his way to the Met Gala.
Could be.
He doesn't. I'm not sure why this is like those shoulder pads are way too much.
They are very hefty. Yes.
Like if you told him to look right or left, and he had to see something like on his arm, he couldn't.
He could not. Fair point.
This is like absurd. He's gonna be in like C tier.
Wow. Okay.
But I'll put him ahead of Ryoma.
Okay.
The brunette one. Put him ahead of
Okay. No D tier.
No, none of them are that bad.
Interesting. Okay. A challenge for next time, perhaps, to find a D tier character.
Bernadette in there and see what happens.
Oh, Kevin, we almost made it. Oh, God. Anyway, that sounds like a great time to wrap up, everyone. Thanks for... oh, God, I just dropped everything. Thanks for joining, Kevin.
It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Members...
Hope that everyone enjoyed our conversation about all these interesting characters.
I'm sure they did up until the Bernadette comment. Hey, members, thanks for being members. Appreciate you. I don't know if this is coming out in October or November. So we're recording this on October 23rd. Fun fact for you. So I don't know when this is coming, but you'll see it eventually and soon. So thank you for your continued support. Appreciate you. Kevin, thank you for joining me on the Outrealm, which is, I guess, your first time on the Outrealm, which I didn't realize at first. But And thanks for sitting down and ranking 50 Fire Emblem characters with me.
It was fun. I'd do it again if people were interested.
All right. Very good. Well, we are already like 80 minutes deep, so I won't drag it on. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. And until then, I will catch you next time.